Hi everyone. So let me just check if this is live. Just a second. So today's topic is structured questions on excretory system. So we'll solve some questions from kidney as well as nephron. Okay. I think this is live, but anyway it is not showing yet. Let me just check this. Yeah, I think now it is done. Okay. So yes, before I start, let me introduce myself. I'm Vani Kari, biology educator at Unacademy. I'm an engineer with bachelor's and master's degree in biotechnology and a B.Ed degree. Also a founder of a startup where I grow microgreens by vertical farming technology. So November 17 onwards, we are coming up with a new crash course for class 10 learners. So where all the subjects are covered, so that is maths, physics, chemistry and biology. And here the mode of delivery is English, like starting from the cell chapter in case of bio. Okay, so starting from cell chapter, so for November month I'll cover till genetics, but same way till the March, so we'll be covering the complete syllabus, which is basically a crash course. We'll be covering the important topics and also the Selena solutions. So you can just download the Unacademy Learners app and subscribe and take up this crash course for your preparation to crack the class 10 ICSE board exam. Okay, so this is a completely fresh batch where we are starting from zero, and complete syllabus will be covered here. So you can just go ahead with this. And before I start, so this particular questions that I have added here, so all these questions I have taken from Oswal ICSE chapter wise subjective and objective book. So you can have a look at that book, and any reference book if you are using, so you can basically go ahead with them together with also some of the questions that I had added previously. So those were taken from together with, and this is anyway from Oswal. Okay, so let's have a look at this question and have a look at these labels also. You will get, I think, every section B part, no? So every 5 marks question that you get, so that will be a structure based question which you can get from any of these chapters. So just make sure that you are studying these structure based questions well. Okay, so let's get started with this. So the diagram show the excretory system of the human being. Okay, so study the same and answer the questions that follow. So here it is given named 1, 2, here it is 3. Okay, so you can have a look at this, and this is 4, this one is 5, 6, 7 and 8. So they have asked you to label the part 1, 2, 3 and 4 and give the main function of the part labeled 5, 6, 7 and 8. So label 1, 2, 3, 4. So what is this, what is this, what is this and what is this? You need to mention that. And other than that, give the main function of the part labeled 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, anybody? What is 1, what is 2, what is 3, what is 4? Yes, no idea. What exactly is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. And other than that, so 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is, you can see there is ureter, then there is urinary bladder. So 7, 1 is sphincter muscles. There is a urethra which is mentioned. So you need to mention the function of this. So what exactly does the ureter does, urinary bladder does, the sphincter muscle does, and also this urethra does. Name the endocrine gland which could be added in the diagram and state its location and function. So position. So here, no, whenever you are writing the location, so just make sure that you write the exact location as it is given in your book. So it is just like a cap on the kidney which is mentioned in your book. So go according to the Selena. Okay, so you need to write exactly same sentence what is given in your Selena. So let's have a look at this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Nobody has idea on this, like what exactly is this 1, 2, 3, 4? The inferior vena cava, this one. Okay, so since it is connecting to the heart later on, that means the deoxygenated blood is carried away from the kidney and to the heart. So this is the inferior vena cava. Then what could be this? So this is the aorta. So aorta from the heart is coming, so that is dividing into renal artery, right? So the third one, so you can see this is aorta, okay? So from the heart it is coming and it is dividing into renal artery. So there is a renal artery which is formed, and what exactly is 4 they have labeled for the other one, which is basically a renal vein. So renal vein is going to collect that blood. So this one is aorta. So this is inferior vena cava. So since aorta is dividing, so it is forming the renal artery, where here I label, okay? And since this one is dividing, so since the renal vein joined together and it is joining at the inferior vena cava, so this has to be renal vein. So what exactly is the function of 5, 6, 7, 8? 5 is ureter and this one is urinary bladder. So this one is sphincter muscle and the 8th one is urethra. Yes, what is the function, guys? Ureter, urinary bladder. क्या करता है ureter, क्या करता है urinary bladder, और sphincter और urethra का काम क्या है? So they are just asking the function here, right? So anyway, you need not label it, but yes, of course, while you are writing the function, you need to write what exactly it is. Yes? No idea? What does the ureter do? Urinary bladder do? So you can take a screenshot of this anyway. Okay. So now when we mention about the ureter is going to carry the urine to the bladder. So from kidney, the urine will be carried below, that is to the bladder. So through a tube. The tube is nothing but the ureter. So basically the urine is carried from the kidney to the bladder. So that is done by the ureter. Okay. So urinary bladder is to storage of urine, right? So in this case, up to a particular, so let's say 3/4 storage is done, and after that, so impulse will be sent to the brain, like the urinary bladder is full and now the urination has to occur. So sphincter muscles are going to relax and through the urethra urination will be done. So same function related to all that. So here urinary bladder, storage of urine is done. So sphincter muscle control the voiding of urine. So once the relaxation of the muscle is done, sphincter muscle, so this particular opening will open and through the urethra, so it will release the urine periodically, so which you can write as micturition, okay, or urination as well. So this could be the answer, okay? So you release urine periodically also is the right answer. So the gland that is placed onto the kidney. So the last question. So name the endocrine gland which could be added in the diagram. So over here, just like a cap, okay? So a cap like structure that can be added here, and state its location. Yes, the location is a cap like structure on the kidney. Top of each kidney is not the specific one. So since they ask you to write the exact location, so you need to write the exact location. So same as that given in the Selena. So at the top is not accepted because there has to be a keyword. The keyword is a cap like structure which is on the kidney, on each of this kidney. So that is for the adrenal gland, okay? So moving on to the next question. 1 second. I hope the first one is clear. So this is also somewhat like that with slightest of changes, okay? So given below is the figure of certain organs and associated parts in the human body. So study the same and answer the questions that follow. So this is what, this is what, this is what, this is what, this is what. Yes, anybody? What exactly is this? So name all the organ systems shown here. What all organ systems you see here? Organ system is what? Like excretory system is one such organ system. So yes, of course, we are studying a structure based questions on excretory system. So आप लोग यहाँ excretory system तो देख सकते हैं. So other than that, what exactly do you see? So the one system is yes, excretory system for sure. And other than that, what system is here? Yes, anybody? Name all the organ systems shown completely or even partially. Yes, what system do you see here? Since this is inferior vena cava and aorta, so you can see a circulatory system also, right? So there is a circulatory system also, and since you see this adrenal gland, partially only it is, okay? So since you see a adrenal gland is what? So there is a endocrine system also. So what is asked here? Name all the organ systems shown completely or even partially. So you can see all these three systems. And is there any other system that you can see here? Do you see any neurons? Do you see any digestive system related one? So no, right? So it is only excretory, circulatory and endocrine. So name the parts labeled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1 is kidney, 2 is aorta, the dorsal aorta. 3 is the ureter, the 4th one is urinary bladder, the 5th one is the urethra. So same thing. So name the structural and functional unit of the part marked 1. So kidney's structural and functional unit is what? Yes, what is kidney's functional and structural unit? So is it neuron? Is it nephron? So a lot of them get confused between neuron and nephron. So for structural and functional unit, so it is the nephron, okay, of the kidney. So for brain, it is neuron. So don't get confused. And you need to know every alternative names which are mentioned for nephron. Yes, anybody knows the idea or have the idea about what are the alternative names which are mentioned for nephron? Any of you here? Nephron can be called as uriniferous tubule, the kidney tubule, the renal tubule, okay. So every alternate name mentioned here, so you need to know. Then name the two main organic constituents of the fluid that flows down through the part number 3, so ureter. So there is urea, uric acid, ammonia formation. So mainly you can find urea and uric acid, okay. So name the two major steps involved in the formation of the fluid that passes down. So what are those two major steps followed here? So here you can mention urea, there is uric acid, okay. And here two major steps is ultrafiltration. So there is a reabsorption process that is occurring, and other than that you can also find tubular secretion process. So all these processes together will form the urine. But yes, two processes they have asked, so you can write ultrafiltration and reabsorption process. So selective reabsorption, it's better if you write that. Yeah, one more thing. So here you need to be specific. So I just told kidney. So this is left kidney. Okay. So you need to be specific there. So excretory system, circulatory system, endocrine system, left kidney, dorsal aorta, right ureter. So again here also you need to be specific. So this is right ureter, and other than that urinary bladder, urethra. So this is nephron, urea, uric acid, ultrafiltration and selective reabsorption. So moving on to next one, have a look at this. So is the diagram clear? Is it visible? I think through the screen anyway you can see, because anyway I am able to read it over here in the mobile. Yeah. Alright. Hi Princey. Good evening. Okay. So given below is a simple diagram of the human kidney which is cut open longitudinally. So answer the questions that follow here, or the following questions. So you can have a look at this question. So this is given A, this is given B. So you can have a look at the direction which is mentioned here. So A is going out, B is coming in, and this part they have already labeled pelvis, ureter, and this one is the cortex region, medulla region. Okay, so this one's cortex. So give the definition of excretion. So what is excretion? Define anybody. What is excretion? Name the unit of kidney. Again it is the structural and functional unit, the nephron itself. Why does the cortex of the kidney show a dotted appearance? So now here as it is mentioned clearly, so now this is the kidney, okay. So you can find there is the cortex region over here, okay, And kidney while you draw, so you need to draw two coverings for this. So this is basically a capsule we can mention. So always make sure that you are drawing two coverings for the kidney. Okay, so this is one more covering over here. So this region what you find, so this appears dotted. Okay, so why exactly this is dotted? So what part is present in these dots, like what exactly is associated? So there is a associated part is nothing but, so you know the structure of nephron, right? So there is the Bowman's capsule, and this one is the PCT, and this goes down. So this is Henle's loop, and there is a DCT over here, and there is a collecting duct. Okay, so these are the parts that you find. Now when we mention nephron is situated, or it is the structural unit of kidney, so this dot is nothing but the Bowman's capsule is there. Okay, so this Bowman's capsule is opening into PCT over here. Henle's loop is going to enter below this. Okay, then you can find a DCT. So then you can find collecting duct. So you can see the dotted appearance that you find is mainly this PCT, DCT, and along with the Bowman's capsule is giving that dotted appearance. Okay, so then other than that, mention two functions of the kidney. So what are those two functions of the kidney? Anybody? Two functions. So urine formation, anyway, you know, I think, yes. So urine formation is one such function, and other than that, what else is a function that you can find? So write two differences in the composition of the blood flowing through blood vessels A and B is asked, right? So here A and B, what is that you need to know, and two functions of the kidney. So you can say one is osmoregulation, the other one being the urine formation. So here excretion is the process of removal of all the harmful and unwanted products, especially the nitrogenous products from the body of living beings. Then units of kidney, yes, they are nephron, the structural and the functional unit. Malpighian capsule, what is Malpighian capsule? So this is Bowman's capsule, and you can find there is the PCT over there, this is Henle's loop, and you can find DCT, right? So now in this Bowman's capsule, so you can find the glomerulus, a tuft of capillary that you can find. And this particular tuft of capillary, what is this? So this we call as glomerulus. So glomerulus and Bowman's capsule together, so this we call as Malpighian capsule. So Malpighian capsule lies in the cortex region of the kidney and are present in large number, which gives the cortex. So basically the cortex appears dotted mainly because of this MC. So that is basically Malpighian capsule. The PCT also is there, and also the DCT, okay, but the dotted appearance is mainly because of this Malpighian capsule. So then expelling out the nitrogenous waste, so that is nothing but urine formation. And osmoregulation, yes, anybody, what exactly is a function of osmoregulation? Maintaining that water ion balance, like you know, what percentage of water has to be there, what percentage of salt has to be there in the body, so that will be maintained by your kidney itself. So that is the osmoregulation function. So two differences in the composition of blood flowing through A and B. So B contains blood having large amount of water, while blood in A is thicker. So B carries more oxygen, that is, and nitrogenous waste products, as it is a renal artery. So here it is with respect to, okay, so now it is, this one is renal artery, okay, so since it is moving in, and this is renal vein, okay. So what exactly is the condition? So there is more water content here, there is very less water content over here, okay. So B contains having a very large amount. So this one B is a, one second, let me just erase this part because the arrows you need to see, okay. So now as mentioned. One second. Okay, so there is this B part and A part. So B is what exactly? So this contains a blood having large amount of water, while blood in A is thicker. So B carries more oxygen and nitrogenous waste products as it is a renal artery. So A carries carbon dioxide and no nitrogenous waste as it is the renal vein there. So this is gonna be a renal vein which is leaving the kidney, and this is gonna be a renal artery which is entering the kidney. Okay, so here itself they have shown, so where this is gonna be, the direction is this way and this is gonna be direction is this way. So on the direction you need to label. So since it is leaving, so this is renal vein. So since it is entering, so this is renal artery. Okay. So moving on to the next one. So the figure given alongside shows a part of a nephron. So this is a part of a nephron which you need to label. So the 1 is 2 is there, 3, 4, and this is just X which is mentioned. So in which region of the kidney is the above structure present? So this is what structure? Anybody? What is that? Hi Sonu Patel, good evening. Yes, what structure is this? So there is a Bowman's capsule that you can see, and Bowman's capsule is present with the glomerulus there. So the tuft of capillary what you find here. So this one is glomerulus. Together what do we call that? What is this together? Glomerulus and Bowman's capsule together. Yes, anybody? What do we call this when the Bowman's capsule and glomerulus together is present? So this is nothing but a tuft of capillary we can mention. So this is just like a socket which is holding on to this tuft of capillary. So this is the Malpighian capsule. Okay, so given figure which they are representing. So this is the Malpighian capsule, and where do you find the Malpighian capsule in the kidney? So this you can find in the cortex region of the kidney. Okay, so cortex region of the kidney is having the Malpighian capsule, and label the parts number 1 to 4. What is it? 1 to 4. So you can have a look at the diameter, like note down the width of this particular and this one. So one is afferent arteriole, the second one is efferent arteriole. So this is the reason why ultrafiltration occurs, right? So since the narrow diameter is there, so narrow width, narrow lumen we can mention. So since the lumen is narrower in case of efferent arteriole, so volume is lesser, there is a higher hydrostatic pressure that is developed. So with the higher hydrostatic pressure, so as soon as the blood flows in, okay, so capillary also the volume is lesser. Okay, the width, or we can say diameter of this particular capillary is lesser. And since the volume is decreasing, the pressure is going to increase. So filtration of the blood occurs here at the faster rate, and at the second one, so that is efferent arteriole, the blood is leaving. So this is also the reason. So you can note down the diameter over here is lesser. So it will create a higher hydrostatic pressure since the volume is lesser. So increased pressure you can find. So with the increase in pressure, the filtration, ultrafiltration of the blood occurs here. Okay, so label the parts 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 you labeled, that is efferent arteriole. The third one is what, where they have labeled. So let me just erase this part. Yeah, so what exactly is this third one? Glomerulus, and this one is Bowman's capsule, right? So what is the technical term for the process that occurs in part 3? So in the glomerulus, what exactly process occurs? So that is the ultrafiltration process. And why is fluid X not called urine? So what is this fluid X called? So why is it not urine? Because just the ultrafiltration process has occurred. So there are much more processes, like there is a tubular secretion. So main thing, first one, after the ultrafiltration, so it is reabsorption has to occur. Okay, selective reabsorption, and once the selective reabsorption has to occur, so then there is a tubular secretion process. only after the tubular secretion process is done. So we can call it as a urine, not until then. So until then, what do we call this fluid X? So this one is nothing but the glomerular filtrate. Okay, so this is glomerular filtrate. It is not yet urine. Why? Because only the ultrafiltration process is done. So there is yet reabsorption process that has to occur. Then there is tubular secretion process has to occur. Then we can call it as a urine there. So draw a neat label diagram of the urinary system of a man. So you need to draw a complete excretory system there, like kidney, the right kidney below the left kidney slightly upward with a cap on this. So then you need to draw the ureter over here, which is connecting to the urinary bladder. Okay, so then the sphincter muscle, urethra, you need to show. Then you need to show the renal vein, the renal artery. Okay, so depending on the conditions, you need to show the renal respective vein, renal artery. So all these parts you need to mention there. So you can see the aorta, renal vein is shown, renal artery is shown, right kidney, left kidney, ureter, urinary bladder, urethra, sphincter muscle also you need to show here. Okay, so all that is the case. So cortex region of the kidney, afferent arteriole, glomerulus, Bowman's capsule, ultrafiltration. So fluid X is glomerular filtrate but not urine, because it is very dilute solution that contains not only harmful waste but also many useful substances like water, salts, glucose, etc., which need to be reabsorbed in different parts of the nephron. So there is no reabsorption done yet. So once the reabsorption is done, we can call, so after the tubular secretion, so we can call it as a urine. Okay. So moving on to the next one. So study the diagram given below and answer the questions that follow. Name the region in the kidney where the given structure is present. So this is again the same thing, the cortex region. Name the part labeled 1, 2, 3. So 1 is what? Afferent arteriole. 2 is glomerulus. The 3 is the Bowman's capsule. And name the stages involved in the formation of urine: ultrafiltration, reabsorption, tubular secretion. And what is the technical term given to the process occurring in 2 and 3? So that is ultrafiltration, and you need to explain what exactly is ultrafiltration. So these are the same parts which were given there. So these are the processes which are occurring, and you need to explain the ultrafiltration process. So ultrafiltration process, the blood enters the glomerulus under great pressure, so that is high or hydrostatic pressure. So liquid part of the blood gets filtered out through the capillary wall and enters the Bowman's capsule and into the nephron, where it is called as the glomerular filtrate. So next one, the diagram given below represents the mammalian kidney. Okay, and its part is blood supply. So parts indicated by the guidelines 1 to 8 are as follows. So they have given a particular labeling over here. So one is the U-shaped loop of handling. The proximal convoluted tubule is the second one. The third one is Bowman's capsule. The fourth one is the afferent arteriole. The fifth one is the glomerulus. Sixth one is venule to renal vein. Seventh one is collecting tubule or the collecting duct. So eighth one is distal convoluted tubule. So study the diagram and answer the following questions. So where does filtration or ultrafiltration occur? So it is at the part labeled glomerulus. Okay, glomerulus is where the ultrafiltration, so Bowman's capsule and the glomerulus. So you can consider this to be 3 and 5. Okay, and other than that, what is asked, which structure contains lowest concentration of urea here? Where exactly do you find less concentration of urea? Which part is that? So here they have given all the parts, right? So filtration is done, ultrafiltration is done. Okay, hi Syed. Okay, so once the ultrafiltration is done, so urea is gone. So now which part contains the very less amount of urea? So it is the renal vein part. Okay, since all the urea is removed and it has already entered the ureter, because the urine formation is done. So renal vein, where is it? So this is the part. So venule to renal vein part. So sixth part which is there. So this is having the less concentration of urea. Okay, so this is anyway related to ultrafiltration process. Then which structure contains the lowest concentration of glucose? Where do you find very less concentration of glucose here? DCT, right? DCT, right? Why not DCT or DCT? So you can find distal convoluted tubule with blood capillary, what you find. So there the absorption of all the required glucose which was there, no? So all the glucose is basically absorbed into the blood vessel. So DCT won't have a glucose there. So whatever amount of glucose was there, so that absorbed in PCT, Henle's loop, DCT. So now urine is not having any glucose because this person is not the diabetic person. So if the diabetic person is there, yes, there is too much of glucose that you can find in the urine. So in a normal person, so DCT is where you can find less concentration of the glucose. So it is the DCT part. Okay. So where is the most water reabsorbed? So maximum absorption, when we mention, it is always PCT. So any absorption, like PCT is the part where maximum absorption of glucose, maximum absorption of water that you can consider. Okay. So I hope this is clear. Any of you having any doubts? So it is anyway the same type of question there. Okay, so you can just download those PDFs which I have. Okay, so I have not sent it anyway, so you can just search Vani Kari ICSE class 9 and 10 biology on Telegram and you'll find my channel there. So if you need this PDF, I can send the PDF there on my Telegram channel. Okay, so you can just search Vani Kari ICSE class 9 and 10 and ping me there. So I'll be sending the PDF there. Okay, and we are coming up with this crash course. So this is all subject batch and it is starting from November 17th. So if you are willing to enroll, you can start from the very beginning for the session. So you can use the code VANIYT. Okay, so the code is VANIYT to take the subscription. So you can take the subscription for this particular crash course and start the lesson for ICSE class 10 for maths, physics, chemistry and biology. Okay, so the complete syllabus will be covered starting from November 17th. So the crash course is not started yet, and if you are willing to take the course, you can just download the Unacademy Learners app and take up the sessions. Okay. Alright, so thank you all. See you all in the next session. So you can subscribe to our channel and also you can click on bell icon to get notified about these sessions. Like and share the video, and if you need this PDF, you can just search Vani Kari ICSE class 9 and 10 biology on Telegram and I'll be sending the PDF there. Okay, so see you all. Bye bye everyone. Take care. Unacademy. Let's crack it.